Hey, Alexa, play Tyrone Jackson's Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast.
Okay.
It's time for the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Each week, Trading Stocks Made Easy demystifies stock trading and investing so you can profit big. And now, here's the host of Trading Stocks Made Easy, the wealthy investor, Tyrone Jackson.
And yes, you are back. It is Trading Stocks Made Easy with Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor. Today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics of all, spirituality and money. Spirituality and money. You see, a lot of people think to be your highest self, you don't have anything to do with money at all. And that's not true. Money in and of itself is neutral. What attracts more money to us? Well, it's of course our consciousness. Now, how many times on this show have I talked to you about your consciousness, your money beliefs, and what you were taught? I teach some strategies in the stock market that make a lot of fast money when the market is bullish. People are always amazed at how much money they can actually generate in the stock market passively, but what they don't always realize is what gets them there is their open mind and if they're willing to have a new belief system around money and trading. So, let's talk a little bit about your belief system and the universe. If anything that I say in this episode does not make sense to you, that's fine. That means it's not for you. If anything that I say to you in this episode sparks a new thought, a new idea, a new feeling, then you know it is for you, and it's meant for you to hear so that your soul can expand. Okay? All right. Now, I do a lot of work with a lot of different people around money and money beliefs. Every once in a while, I wind up working with a couple, a husband and wife, who have money in the stock market. And if they've ascended to the highest levels of the program, and I have time, I do private work with just a few people. And what I have found is birds of a feather always stick together. It's never a surprise if the husband has one set of beliefs about money and the wife has one set of beliefs about money. Where do we get our money beliefs from? Well, the first place we always get them is from our primary caregivers. Yes, your parents, your grandparents, aunts, uncles, the people who raise us. Now, in the spiritual world, money really has no relevance. It's just a tool that we use in our lifetime to live and to play out who and what we are. In the same way that certain foods are really neutral, right? We know we're supposed to have a balanced diet, but the universe provides us lots of food and bounty around us in the form of nuts, fruits, herbs, liquids, right? If we lived very close to the land, you'd find that the land in and of itself would provide you all of these things to sustain life. Well, money is very abundant. It's around us all the time. But it's your consciousness and your perception that really determines how much you get of it in this lifetime. Now, if you had a belief system that said money was bad, evil people have money, would you want to be rich? Of course not. What reinforces that belief system? Well, sometimes it's our parents and the people that we grow up around with. We inherit their belief system about money and about worth and about what's good and what's bad. Now, an inherited system means it gets passed on to you. But you know what you can do when it comes to your thoughts? You can change your thoughts and change your beliefs about what is possible at any time. So, in the case of your inherited thoughts about money, you can reject them or give them back to the people you inherited from kindly and with grace by saying, hey, I don't want to have limited ideas and negative ideas about money. That's fine if that is akin to your trip, but I'm going to give that back to you. That negative belief system about the world, possibilities, wealth, that belongs to you. I am going to try to adopt a new belief system and look at the results. So I've talked about all these ideas on this show before, but what I find is it is always necessary for a little tutelage and review. So if you're walking around with what we call limited beliefs, small beliefs about money, like the only way you'll get it is, spending time for money constantly, because that's what everybody else in the world is doing, and that's what everybody else around you is doing, you will live and play that out, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with having a job to earn money. All I'm suggesting to you is you may not want to do that for the rest of your life. There's nothing wrong with having a job to fill up a 401k or to buy a house, but do you really want to live that way for the rest of your life? When you open up to maybe, just maybe, your path was meant to be something bigger and better, and maybe you were really meant to be financially free, you're going to suddenly notice that just that open mind is going to pull new people towards you. So here's what happens when we have limited money beliefs. We tend to hang out with and feel very comfortable with people who also have limited money beliefs. Now, I'm not saying that anybody is bad, right? But people who don't think good things are meant to happen for them financially tend to hang out with other people who think the same. Birds of a feather stick together. People who are rich and feel like they should be earning $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 a month passively through investing, who do you think they hang out with? People have limited money beliefs? No, they hang out with other people who share that belief. What kind of neighborhoods do you think wealthy people who make passive income live in? They live in neighborhoods with other people who make passive income. Okay? So one of the things that I have loved about my journey is every single time I change my belief system about what is possible, it changes everything in my life. It changes who I'm close with, where I take a vacation at, what neighborhoods I live in, how many homes I have, how many cars I have, right? Because when you're earning money from the stock market, there really is no limit. Why? Because I'm no longer trading time for dollars. I'm setting goals and hitting them. So in the neighborhoods that I live in, I notice when I get up in the morning, there's no 9 to 5 rush. There's nobody getting in their cars to rush to make it to the office. Why? Most of the people I live around own businesses, so they don't even physically work every day. They check in on their businesses, but they don't have any place they have to be every single day. So I thought it was fascinating. Most of you know that I spend a lot of my time in Malibu, and then I live in another city as well. I find it really fascinating that at 9 o'clock, everybody's not getting in their cars. And I go and I wave at my neighbors. How's it going? What are you doing today? Today I'm working on the such and such. But they're not all rushing off to go to someplace. Why? They seem to all own passive income machines. So I thought one day it was really interesting. I got up, early in the morning, 9 o'clock for me. And I noticed that people were going out and checking the mailbox, but they weren't rushing anywhere. And we would stop and have these conversations. And I go, hey, what do you do? They're like, I own, there's a guy who I met who owns a makeup manufacturing business. So when a celebrity endorses a particular line, they actually make the makeup, right? So he was like, the business is open. I just don't have to be there. I'll probably stop in around 1 o'clock because it's going automatically. And I thought, isn't that funny? I have passive income and he has passive income and we're living in a $20 million neighborhood. And then I realized a lot of the people around me all had passive income businesses. Why? Because we're of the same consciousness. Birds of a feather stick together. Now, spiritually, this is my belief system. If you find value in it, let me know. Spiritually, the universe doesn't care if you're rich or not because on a higher level, money really doesn't have that much value. It has value on the earth plane because we need money to drive a car, to buy food, to live and subsist in the society. But what happens is on the earth plane, we could use a vehicle like the stock market to free ourselves from having to go to work every day because that's how we have been conditioned. Are you starting to get the picture? So the people who you are closest to share your money beliefs. The neighborhood that you live in right now, I guarantee you there's a connection between the neighborhood you live in, the people around you, and your beliefs. That's why when people say things like, I love my neighborhood, it's so comfortable, it feels like home. If everybody in your neighborhood earns less than 6 figures, that's why you're comfortable. Now, when you're in a wealth building mode, it is necessary that you become uncomfortable with being comfortable. Does that make sense? It means you're going to have to think some new things and question why you have troubles with your car and why insurance seems so expensive. It probably has to do with some choices that you made around money. That is a signal that it is time to grow. When I was growing up, my father used to say to me, you have to learn to live within your means. And he used to always say it like that, live within your means. And I thought, but why don't I just raise my means to millions and millions of dollars, and then I could live anywhere within my means? That is a difference in beliefs. That's what I want to encourage you every single time you listen to the show, to actually be willing to change your beliefs so you can change your financial life. And we use the stock market as the modality for us to do that. All good stuff. Back in a moment.
Want to increase your stock market trading profits? Then you need to start your monthly membership to WITradeschool.com right now. Don't understand how to write covered calls for monthly income? No problem. Simply review Tyrone's latest stock trades in our video library as many times as you need. WITradeschool.com is all about helping you get the financial education you need to earn money in the stock market and change your financial life. Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, has helped his students earn thousands of dollars per month trading stocks online from home. These are people just like you. So what are you waiting for? Follow Tyrone Jackson's red-hot stock trades and investment strategies today. Don't wait. Start your monthly membership at WITradeschool.com right now.
So I grew up in a religious family, and there's nothing wrong with religion, except sometimes certain religions make money sound like it's a curse, it's evil. Something about the eye of a needle and a rich man, right? Something about going to hell if you have too much money, and something about money is the root of all evil. And what I learned is money's not the root of all evil, it's people. In other words, I could use money to help people, which I always encourage you to do, or I could use money, wealth, and success to repress other people. See, we get to choose what we do because it's more about what's in your heart. I teach and I speak always from a loving and encouraging place. Why? I want the entire world to know that you do not have to struggle financially, that when you have the right financial education, you can free yourself and live the life that you want or live the life that you were meant to have. So let's talk about vehicles for success. For some people, a vehicle that produces success is multi-level marketing. They sell a product, build up a downline, that person sells a product, and they're generating residual income. Nothing wrong with that. I've seen people literally earn $110,000 a month in passive income from multi-level marketing and suddenly realize I should be investing that money. For others, it's real estate. Some people like buying houses, renting them out, and collecting the passive income. Nothing wrong with that, except I don't know anything about leaky roofs, toilets, and basements and gutters. It's just not my strong point. But you'll notice success always leaves clues. And have you noticed that people who are billionaires are all in the stock market? In other words, do you think Bill Gates is fixing up houses on the weekend and then selling them? No, he owns hundreds of millions of shares of Microsoft stock. Barry Diller, media mogul, owns everything from Match.com to Expedia. Started his company, took it public, $270 million, and how much is that company worth today? $80 billion. Why? Did Barry do anything other than grow the company? Yes, he took it public, and as the company made more money, he and shareholders were rewarded. So as we continuously look at the most successful people in the world, they all own hundreds of millions of shares in publicly traded companies. Now, if that's good enough for them, is it good enough for you? The answer is yes. Don't be afraid to dream. Dream about your financial life. Dream about what your ideal day would look like, what your ideal day would feel like. No matter what your craziest dreams are, there's someone who's living them right now. No matter what your craziest financial dreams are, there's someone who's living them right now. How does it feel when I encourage you to think bigger and better for yourself? Well, here's one of my all-time gems. If I teach you how to create wealth and to think better for yourself, how many people could you help? A lot of people. Hey, listen, you deserve to have a fantastic life. Money doesn't cure all ills, but it does relieve a lot of stress. This week, I want to leave you with this. Think about some of the things that you'd really like to have in the material world. Think about people who you would help if there really were no money problems at all. Think about where you would vacation. Think about what kind of car you would drive, how your lifestyle would change. Everything you can possibly imagine can be your reality if you learn how to trade and invest in the stock market. I'm not talking to you about greed. I'm talking about a shift in your consciousness so you can have the material life that you want while helping other people at the same time. Hey, I'm Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor. Think positive thoughts. This week, put yourself around positive people and stay away from people who have limited thoughts and all negativity, and you'll notice that your week will be a little bit brighter. See you next time, right here on Trading Stocks Made Easy.
You've been listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Be sure to rate and review our show on iTunes. While you're on iTunes, be sure to click the subscribe button and you'll automatically receive our next episode.